Aloha mai kako, and welcome back to Between You and Me. I am your host, Stardal Thurston, and today, if you're watching and not just listening, you'll notice that I look stunning. And the reason for that is because I was dressed by our guest, and I'm living my best local girl truth. Today's guest, it really just warms my heart. I'm really excited about it because I love this girl. Ever since I met her a couple years ago, she just embodies aloha. And she also has amazing taste. She's a collector of vintage fashion, modern fashion, jewelry collector. But most importantly, she is a photographer and fashion icon, I like to say. You probably know her. You've definitely seen her work because she's probably worked with every single brand that you love. And I'm really excited to just get into it with her. So I have none other than Lala, a.k.a. Lalalooopsie. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. Hi, gorgeous girl.
Hey. Oh my gosh.
Thanks for dressing me. Holy moly, I've never felt so luxurious in my life.
Of course, it was easy. I just brought it over.
She really did bring like 5 different outfits. And we will be having an outfit change, so stay tuned.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
I'm good.
This is your first pod.
I know. This is really different for me. And seeing myself is really funny.
Well, I'm just so excited.
Me too.
When I first thought about wanting to talk about fashion on the podcast, it's something that I really love. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's so different here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And we have amazing designers.
It's the best.
Yeah, the best. We have amazing designers, amazing companies. Mm-hmm. But when I thought about having someone on, I immediately thought of you. Mm-hmm. Because your perspective, we were talking about this last night, but your perspective and exposure to all the different brands, I think gives you a unique look on not only trends, but like the evolution of what fashion has been here in Hawaii.
Yeah. And just all the thought that goes into it.
Yeah, you see the back end, and you also are like a local girl. You just like to like wear the cute stuff.
Yeah,
of course. And you're not stuck on one brand, which we all have our favorites. But in Hawaii, there's so many amazing brands.
Even since like COVID time, the amount of small businesses that have flourished and have like been creating is insane. Like I don't buy anything that isn't from a small brand here because all the bases are covered now and it's so accessible. And it can be hard sometimes because it's a little pricier, but I would rather have less of things that are good than have multiple of just okay.
Mm-hmm. So for people that don't know who you are, haven't seen your work, you've been working for 6 years now as a photographer?
Yeah.
Okay, here in Hawaii. And I asked you to look up this number. How many brands here in Hawaii have you done campaign work for?
Okay, so when you asked me this question, I fully did not know a number and I had no idea. And I had to go back and at least for 2024, this is what I counted. And I'm almost ashamed to say because it's so crazy.
Do you want
to guess?
Okay, I'm going to guess.
Okay.
I want to guess it's over 100. No, under 100? Okay.
No.
Okay, I'm going to guess like...
So I just counted like fashion things. I didn't count modeling digitals or headshots or like if I did family stuff, I didn't count those.
Okay. I was going to guess like 900 because you work so much. No, not
like,
serious,
is there
not serious.
even 900?
No, drop it down. How many?
61.
Whoa! 61 different brands.
Yeah, all in 2024.
Wow.
They're either new or repeating, but there were 61.
Wow.
And
I couldn't name 61 brands off the top of my head. Jewelry and
I
fashion.
wrote it all on a list too because they're all so important to me, like each individually that I don't know. Obviously there's some brands that are more established and some that are smaller, but they're all the same to me. And they're all, I love them all, whether we've worked together every month or we work together once in a while. So I was writing down every name. Excuse me. I was writing down every name that I worked with this last year, and it was 61.
Wow. How does that feel to know that number?
No, it's weird. I'm like, no way. I feel like I have imposter syndrome too. So I'm just like, no. Sometimes I don't even tell people I'm a photographer or like what I do. Like if we go out and stuff, I don't really, I don't know. It's hard. I know it's not bragging and I know it's not like negative to talk about my work and what I'm doing, but it just feels like normal. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not shamed, but I think I definitely, it's just so crazy that I don't believe it. So I'm like,
You're kind of like living every girl's dream.
I know.
You are, because brands like give you stuff all the time. You get exposure to these like amazing creators.
No, it's crazy. I tell everyone that I'm a spy because I see what everyone's coming out with before it does.
Yeah.
And it's really so exciting. And every time I work with someone, I'm like, this is the best one they've ever done.
Yeah.
Like every time it's just, oh, this is my favorite. It's all my favorite. It's all like, and in Hawaii too, like, although I work with a bunch of different jewelry lines and a bunch of different clothing lines, they're all so different and they all have their own thing that is just so enjoyable and special. And even what we're wearing right now, this is Manaheali'i. They booked me for a studio photo shoot this year. And it's kind of a really big deal for me. They're one of my favorite brands and a brand that I've been collecting for a long time. So I thought it was appropriate if we matched today, because this is from the photo shoot that we did.
I mean, I love it. And I love like the
it's
like
so
ului
cute
print too, because
so this is actually old print brought back, different colors, and I think drawn a little differently sizing wise, but
I love it because when you think of like when I was growing up, all there was Manuheli'i. Like I didn't even know.
They're 40 years this year.
Yeah, I didn't. There was nothing else.
We weren't born.
No, we weren't born. And now there's so many amazing other brands.
No, it's so awesome to see it all just, and everyone's so different too. And I think that's what makes it so enjoyable. And as a photographer too, I want to do it all, but I know I can't. But the ones that I do, I really try to make sure that everyone has their own distinct style. And like if some people have a location they like, I try to keep it just for them or certain styling and certain things.
Yeah.
Just because I still want everyone to have their individuality and I don't want it to be confusing, you know?
Yeah. Because I've noticed that in fashion here in Hawaii, it can be very I don't know, hard to stay in your, like, have your lane, have your moment, because all of it is celebrating our culture, you know, and there naturally is going to be crossover. Yeah. So I find it so amazing, like, your intentionality with the models. Like, you shot, like, for Made in Hawaii. How many of those campaigns did you shoot?
I can't even say, because even like at Physically Made in Hawaii, it was my first year shooting like booth photos, and the amount of posters were insane. There was like 12 or 14.
Yeah.
So
but
12
they
or
all
14.
Looked like their own
completely
thing.
Different.
Yeah. And you weren't reusing models, which, you know, models might be bummed about to make a little money, but it gives that brand their stamp for the season.
And it's hard too, because like obviously, as it is my dream to shoot everything, it's every local model's dream to model for everyone. But one thing I really try to do is keep it per season. So like if it's Made in Hawaii, I'll do so-and-so for that. And then I'll shoot her later for a different brand for winter collection or for summer, just so that it doesn't, no girl is in the same two campaigns of the same thing. Just to make sure it's not confusing. But it's hard because there's only so many girls, like local girls who want to model and everything. So
yeah.
Try to shuffle them when I can.
Totally. Now, when I get to like the meat of what I really want to ask you about, because you're an amazing photographer and you're obviously very established and successful and stunning and gorgeous and funny and cute.
Oh, thank you.
But something I know that you know or feel is that Hawaii and Hawaiian fashion is such a niche. You know, like it doesn't look like this anywhere else in the world. And arguably, Hawaii fashion is a pillar of, I think, the resurgence of Hawaiian practice. Yeah. You know, it's not like high fashion or like fashion in America. And I don't really know how it is in other cultures and other native indigenous places, but like this, I think is a practice.
It means so much.
Like to be a designer, truly, like I think it's practitioner, you know, like, and especially Manaola, who carves his prints first before he prints them, like it is an expression of who we are as Hawaiians, and I think an important part of resurgence. And I'm kind of curious how you feel about that when you realize that, and how that makes it special.
It's so beautiful and it's such an experience, and it really is such an honor to be a part of anything and all of them. And because I grew up here, but I'm not Hawaiian per se, but I definitely, I don't know, I just love it. And it's to see a designer and to see people put so much heart and time and thought into it, especially slow fashion style, is just, it's just wonderful. And even my sister, she is a seamstress and a designer, and she makes everything by hand. And I just see her sitting on the couch sewing all the things, you know, and they don't do it like how people do it here, with all the love and intention and the details. And that's why it's so fun, like being able to capture it and have photo shoots and make a big concept and make a big idea and bring it to life. And just even just seeing it printed everywhere is just crazy. Like everything has its own story per se. Even one of my neighbors and clients, David Shepard, he is an artist and he does Aloha shirts and he draws his prints. I've seen his sketches of them. He digitizes it, and then every tag on his shirts has the story behind it, because he's very known for like endangered species and plants and things. So every tag will have what the print is about, and I learn something new every single day. I mean, with anything, I learn something new every single day, and I'm still learning and I still want to learn. And it's just never ending. It's the beauty of it is just, I don't know, I can't even say. It's really special. And for me, like, I'm not a birds girl or like a nature, like I don't know every plant, but every time I work with him or like Laulima or like Kaululea, like they all have certain stories with each print, and it's really special. And that's why with almost every photo shoot I do, I have to buy something.
Yeah.
Because it's a keepsake. And like even this dress, like this will forever be the day they hired me for like one of the first times. And it's just so special.
Now, all that being said, fashion being like a practitioner too, do you feel like there is a responsibility on designers and fashion houses to have one, integrity, but also an educational piece?
I mean, I think ultimately it's always going to be up to them and what they want to do. Because it's hard to translate like the art into what's wearable and accessible for people every day. But I think that's why it's so awesome to have fashion shows, because then you can really go out and have all these the big stuff, like even Manaola, like his fashion show, I volunteered at, I think you were in it. Yeah, you were in it last time, but I volunteered
at Hawaii Peter.
Yeah, and it was just the most beautiful thing. And I had just met him, like I didn't really know him, but the prayer and the speech he gave before you guys went out, like, will always stick with me, because it's just so beautiful. And I think what I love about fashion too is fashion shows. So they get to display that a little bit more, a little bit easier. Because it's hard, like, for the everyday person, how do you make something so special like that become wearable? You know, and because it is a market and it is a design, right? But even Kaululea, Lotus and Lime, like their shows are just, you can just feel it. And they almost always have hula in the beginning. Like it's just so, it's an experience. It's one of a kind. And what's it called? I think my boyfriend the other day told me, he was like, don't you want to go to New York or LA and like do the real, okay, first off, he said real fashion things. I was like, but we're going to ignore that.
You're canceled.
Yeah, no. But he's like, do that stuff. And I was like, I don't know, because I feel like that is not what I know. And like, I am not Hawaiian, but I grew up here and this is what I know.
Still who you are.
Yeah, and like, it's just, I have love for this, and I don't know if I would understand Louis Vuitton fashion or like, I definitely appreciate it, and it's still cool, but it's just different here. Like Mary Monarch, that's my fashion week.
Yes.
Like that's what I'm about, really. And it's just so cool seeing like people here and local people putting their art and their language, their heritage into these things. And like, of course I'm going to buy from them. I'm going to buy from Etsy. Yeah. I don't want to buy from Target, or I don't want to, you know?
No, and I hear what you're saying about, you know, high fashion, it being a different place, because I think what's so beautiful about your work specifically, because I've gotten to work with you as a model, but also I get to see you do shoots when I'm not modeling. And what I think is so beautiful is that you capture the mana of what they're going for, you know? And like what I think is amazing is the designers, like campaigns, like they have a mana goal, if you could call it that, you know? I don't even know what you're supposed to call it.
They have a thought.
A thought, you know, and like a feeling that they want to portray, that it came out of the clothes and they want to do it in the shoot. And I think it just speaks, it's just more natural when you can understand that, you know, versus like speaking a different language, like for high fashion brands, which you're so talented, you could pick it up like that, you know, you definitely could. But I'm selfish and I want you to be here with us.
Yeah, no, it's, don't even know what to say. It's just amazing. And let me think. It really is the biggest honor, and I try my best. And again, every time I learn something, and it's so beautiful, and it's just so fun too. And it's like people here are just different too. Like I don't think I could thrive in the mainland or anything because it's just different kind of people. Like I don't know.
You know, in the mainland, everybody has like their sense of style, you know, like there's very much categories that you could find a Pinterest about, you know, but in Hawaii there are so many different like little niche of, you know, like I see you in your gorgeous mu'us and then you're like rocking your shave ice locals and like your hairpin, like it's just a specific look and it changes where I tend to have more like a suit and a freaking, you know, choker or whatever. I accessorize that way too. Which it makes me so happy to be wearing something like this because it's just not something I really gravitate towards, or I won't say that. It's something I love and it's so ono, but I it's like not really what I have at home, you know?
It's crazy because this is all I have.
No, really. Like, I saw her closet. It's only...
It's because, one, I work with it. So I'm so blessed to be given things sometimes. And then I also buy things because I'm a shopper. And I don't know, it's just... My boyfriend teases me because he's like, you don't have any regular clothes. Like, you don't wear a t-shirt or, like, jean shorts. It's like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And two, like, I feel most beautiful when I'm dressed and when I'm everything together. Like, I know I don't have to do anything or I don't have to wear makeup, but I like it, you know? And also, too, like, just to be given anything is so special and I want to wear and I want people to see what I'm wearing all the time. And... I don't know. I don't want to wear a white t-shirt.
Yeah.
If I wear a t-shirt, it's Mary Monarch t-shirt.
Boom, with the lei.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just, I think I just feel my best when my outfit is, but what kind of person who works in fashion wouldn't look fashionable? Yeah. But I'm also not, you said fashion icon, and that's crazy, because I'm not.
I think you absolutely are. Because if you think about what that means, it's like... people look to you like you're doing something different and it stands out and it represents people. You know, I think you do.
I don't know if I do anything different though because it's just what's here and it's what's around and half of my stuff is thrift stores and everything. I don't know.
I never seen someone rock locals like you. I'm just gonna say it.
Lil Money.
Oh, yeah, she does. But I met her after I met you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think her and we became friends on the internet because we loved vintage manu and thrifting and slippers. And I don't know. That's how we bonded. And now we're like actual besties. But I don't know. I don't think I started it. I think she did, if anyone did it. But I don't know.
It's not even on the start. It's just in somebody that owns it and lives it. You know what I mean?
It's just comfortable and colorful.
Okay, so talking about all the brands that you did, 61 is such a massive accomplishment.
Dude, I can't, it doesn't sit with me because I still feel like I'm in high school and film club and like not anything, you know? And I think it's hard for me to, I do know I work hard and I do know that I've done like the most amazing things ever at such a young age, but sometimes it's hard for me to... I not identify with it, but just speak up and be like, yeah, I did that, or I am this. And I don't know. I think I'm still a little shy when it comes to talking about what I do for work. But 61's crazy. And I was I was talking to my sister because I was like, I need something else to say that's crazy. Because that's all I feel. That's all I can say, really, is I'm just grateful. And it's so hard in art when you do anything in art because everyone has a time and place and everyone has a journey and you might be this, but you don't know how long it will last, you know? So I'm just holding on to every bit that it is right now because I'll age out eventually, or someone else will come in one day. You know, like that's just how art kind of goes. And I'm just like squeezing and holding on to this now because I don't know how long it will last.
Yeah.
But I'm just loving it.
You were the first ever photographer I worked with when I did my first ever brand shoot.
Oh, we're going to talk about how we met?
Yeah, how we met. Because,
okay.
And this is why you are such a pillar in the fashion world to me.
That's
because
crazy.
You were my first point of contact. And
I can see that.
Kind of my best experience I've ever had from that day to all the other shoots we've done.
Best?
Yeah. You have such a... And models who have worked with Lala, no. When you work with her once and you want to work with her forever because one, she knows how to get what she wants out of you. You know, like you're really good at directing.
Bossy?
No, yeah. Yes, you are super bossy. She paid me to say that. No, but you're great at directing the shoot and making someone feel really comfortable, you know, and like your directions are really great.
This is a lot of compliments.
I know. Receive.
Okay. Thank you.
But you also have such a good eye. Like, I feel taken care of. Like, there are some... I had actually a nightmare photography situation.
I love hearing these stories.
Yeah. It was super chill. And, like, we were doing a activewear shoot. Mm-hmm. And I was doing it and... felt good about it. Like Miss Hawaii had just happened. Like it was for this brand. And I won't say who it is. But there was 2 different photographers and somebody took this photo of me and this woman is really great, you know, nothing crazy. Like she's really kind. But they sent me the proofs and I was edited like beyond belief. It wasn't my face. It was not my body.
Oh.
It was like I had shrunk 2 sizes and I knew that's not what I looked like.
Yeah.
And I was
And you don't have to look like.
Yeah, no, you don't. And I was so mortified by that. And then the brand started posting the photos. And it was my first kind of photos that had come out since I had won Miss Hawaii.
Yeah.
And like I'm not stick skinny, you know? So I was always like a fuller body. So that just wrecked my heart after such a big win of being like a normal person at Miss Hawaii.
Which also you're still stunning, snatch, gorgeous.
Oh,
you're not
Snatch Orella. She's been
crazy.
Working. No, but
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'd gotten to such like a positive place in my life, and then all of a sudden,
it's so hard.
It was really sad for me, and
that breaks my heart.
You know, you get over it and you move on, but it did teach me to be a little bit more wary of like a photographer. You just never know what's going to happen, right? For the brand, whatever they're looking for. But I always trust you, like the way you shoot, like you really love a natural moment.
Yeah, so something I really stand for as a photographer is that I don't do any body shop. I don't do any face tuning at all. I do smooth the skin. I'll do some acne because that's normal. That's not there all the time. But I do prefer more natural look because one, I want the clothes to do the talking and I want the photo shoot to be clean and fresh and beautiful, and you are beautiful like as is. You don't need anything tweaked or thinned, and it's just weird, one, and two, it hurts my heart as a girl to tell another girl like, oh yeah, your waist was just a little wide so I had to thin it. Like that's so mean, and it's hard on your heart. And like, who would I be trying to say like, because I try to tell all my friends to like, no Photoshop, no none of that, you know? I would just be saying like, it's normal and it's okay and that's what we are doing to the photos, you know? And I don't want anyone to think that I needed to Photoshop them.
Yeah.
That's so mean. And like, it's hard too, like in fashion and modeling, like the world is changing for the better, which is all we can ask for, but it's still hard on social media. I would never make myself a model because I'd be so hard on myself. Like just seeing it, you know? And like we're in the turns of a better accepting world in modeling, you know? It's getting there, but it's still, those stigmas still stick with you. Like you have to be tall, you have to be thin, you have to, you know, you don't. And honestly, the average person would much rather see what it would look like on their body, you know?
Yeah.
Which is great. And like, I'm really blessed too, because in Hawaii, a lot of brands want the same thing that I want, like more natural, local girls, because why would Hawaii girls not be in Hawaii fashion campaigns?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I'll leave it like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Period.
And even like when I go to Merry Monarch, I really try to make every campaign shot in Hilo or Kona, but like Big Island, because it's for Big Islands for Merry Monarch. Like, I know it's not it's not accessible to shoot everything on Big Island, but if I can, I will. And I will use Big Island models because that's what it is, you know? And it's hard because I don't want to turn down other girls for not being Hawaiian because it's not their fault that they're not. But there's just certain projects that are for certain people, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really try to promote natural as much as I can. And all my friends know that I hate lash extensions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really be telling them to take it off.
I'm dead. No, one time we did a couple shoots when I was Miss Hawaii and I really wanted you to edit it. I was like, Lala. And she's like, no, I'm not touching it. I was like, like I wanted to. And I even had to catch myself because you just get in the world of it, you know? Okay, wait, but let's tell them how we met.
Okay, yeah. So my perspective of how we met was for Kolohe jewelry. I love Rose. We love Rose. And it's so fun now because we are all friends and we work together more. But at the time, this was my first time working for her. And I was
Me too. That was like the first time ever really modeling.
So nervous. I get nervous when I meet clients because all I want to do is like make sure it's perfect and impress them. And then a little funny backstory. So before I was a full-time photographer, I worked part-time jobs and I was working at Cosmopolitan, which you should check it out if you're in Hawaii Kai. They're just like a local boutique store that carries other brands and beach stuff and whatever. But she carried Kolohe jewelry in her store. And I was like, wow, this is so cute. Like, it's so pretty. And my friend Ria, who works there, she was like, oh yeah, I should really tell like Rose about you. You guys should work together. I was like, ah. And at the time, like, I was barely doing branded work because I just was starting and, you know, you grow and stuff. And then one day she texted me and I was like, oh my God, no way. But then, so the way I like to work is I do have a list of models I give to brands to choose from. But she was like, oh, I'm bringing my own model. I was like, okay. That made me nervous because you never know who you're going to get. You never know, like, if they show up with their hair done and their makeup done and their nails done, like, all these little things. But right when I opened the door and saw you, I was like, okay, great. Like, I just instant relief. I was like, oh, she's perfect.
Oh my gosh. I remember you telling me, I was like, is my makeup okay? Because I did very simple. You're like, your makeup is perfect.
It's perfect.
Amazing. I was like, shut up.
No, because especially, so with studio lighting too, obviously you'll need a little bit of makeup.
Yeah.
But like winged eyeliner, like if it's just too big, it's hard. And especially for what Rose is going for, she likes the simple, elegant, clean. So it's perfect. And your skin is great.
Oh my
gosh. When I look at that, I'm like, oh, I don't have to edit that later because we're doing earrings. So it's like super close to the face.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. I remember you were so sweet. And then I learned about pageants because I didn't realize that's how you guys met.
Yeah.
Right.
Rose had just ran for Miss Hawaii with me.
Yeah.
She was top 5.
And I know nothing about pageants. So I was like, oh, cool.
Sick.
Yeah. It was really fun. And it's still some of my favorite photos we've done with her.
So that was something that I was the most afraid of, like going into Miss Hawaii, was modeling. Aww. Because just like you.
Yeah, you had to do a lot with it.
I never ever wanted to be a model. Like I tell people all the time, if I could just be a voice actor and like do jewelry stuff, I would love that. Like,
you totally could be a voice actor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I don't think they have different voices.
Oh, they should really. No, but they should just make like a local cartoon or something.
Right? Give your best like Moana voice.
Oh God, no.
No, try.
I don't know. Okay. Like, how do you do that?
Like I am Moana of Motonui. That's all the best I got. How about?
I don't know. What does she say? Just that?
I don't know. That's like one of her lines, you know? Ali'i does it so good.
Oh,
I mean, she is the voice, so like...
Oh.
Like, but when she does it like on interviews, you're like, oh my gosh, like she really makes this like bubbly little girl animation voice. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Me neither. Okay. Actor. Anyway, moving on. Maybe not a voice actor, but like maybe like, you know, I don't know. To just be the voice would be so much fun for me because you're not exposed in that way. Like pageants.
It's a lot of pressure.
It was a lot of pressure for me. And I realized like.
And then you won.
Bruh, I was like, what do you mean you picked me? And it was just all Keokua's timing, and I'm grateful for it. And it's been such an amazing experience. Yeah. But I was scared to model because there's a lot of opportunity, and I felt like I was thrown into this world where a lot of Miss Hawaii's, especially Miss Hawaii USA, they go and they become models. Like, they have all these opportunities, and I just thought...
It's like normal almost.
Normal, yeah. And wanted. You know, it's like a desire.
So the whole year you have photo ops and events and things you have to do, yeah.
And I found that actually a lot of pageant people use the pageant, or women who've participated in pageants, they use the pageant to really launch that type of career.
Oh.
Where I was so nervous and mortified that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't skinny enough. I wasn't pretty enough. Because I knew I was kind of an outsider in pageant land. You know, like I just wasn't, I wasn't
in pageant
what
land.
You see a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Just simply because I was only doing it because my mom had really wanted me to. And then she passed away. You know, it was just kind of like something I felt like I needed to do for her. And so that whole time I just felt like I'd been given a seat at the table, and I just felt constantly not good enough.
And it wasn't your dream, like, growing up?
It wasn't my dream at all.
It was a new dream.
A new dream, yeah. But then there are things that were so exciting. Like, I loved pageantry because I found new versions of myself, and I felt like I was stronger, and I felt like, oh, you know what? I may not have all of these things that I think other pageant girls have, and like the perfection and the camera and really like beautiful skin, skinny swimsuit. But I do have a voice, and I do have something to say, and I do think that I can help other women, and it's a purpose, it's a goal. I'm like, that is what I've got. Okay, so I've got something.
Fabulous.
But back to Rose, this was my first like real shoot that I was doing, and I remember being so nervous.
It was
fun. Like, I didn't know how it was going to come up, and I had just kind of gotten, honestly, what I felt like flipped off by the other photographer who had changed my body up. So I was like, oh my gosh. But
no, I was like, she's perfect.
Wow. But you had this monitor, which I'd never seen before. Because I never did studio before. But you had a monitor set up, and I could immediately see how the shots were coming out, which made our communication really good. And like, I kind of, you know, had a feeling how I was going to do it. And it just, from top to bottom, was so effortless and easy.
Yay.
I loved that my face wasn't in it because one of my eyes closes. Like every picture I take from front on, like one eye is closed, or like half closed.
I never noticed.
It's because sometimes I have to edit one to look open again. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's like so funny. But anyway, that's how we met in your studio. And I was like, who is this girl in this vintage Manu set?
Oh, was I wearing that? Of course.
Yeah, like one of those button-down t-shirty ones.
Yeah. Oh, cute.
Okay, so anyway, the brands. You know, I really wanted to talk about this underbelly of fashion a little bit, because we love and appreciate and see all of the beautiful work and the how it's a pillar of our Hawaiian culture, you know, whether you're Hawaiian or not.
Yeah.
But it's also business, and there's a lot that happens. And I kind of want to get your take on the ugly parts of it. Like, what do we not see?
Oh, no.
No, I know.
No, it hurts. The ugly parts? I don't know. I think I'm lucky and I see all the good parts. And too, like, I work with them a couple hours of the day. But I know it's very stressful to have a company, especially if you're going the slow fashion route. I think one of the biggest challenges is shipment deliveries, and then also getting anything to Hawaii is harder. The ugly parts? I think it's hard because I think recently, like last 6 months recently, there's been so many small businesses that people, some are more original and some are not as original. And at the end of the day, it's our community, and it hurts people's feelings, you know, when they put so much time and effort into designing something and then they see like a bootleg version, or like... Because
one thing to see it on Temu, right? Like a big brand and it's on Temu. But it's another thing to know that the sister down the street copied your exact design and product.
And it's hard because in the grand scheme of fashion's not original anymore. Like, there's only so many styles and so many things we can do. So what separates you really is your designs, your prints, your campaigns, the way you show it to everything. And so it can be really hurtful when someone else who is also local is, I don't want to say copying, but doing something very similar, because then it makes yours not feel as special anymore. But something someone said once that I really resonate with is this is our community, and like there's only so much we can do. And when you see something good and you love it and appreciate it, like just love it and just buy it from them and enjoy it for yourself. Don't make a copy of it and put your twist, a small twist on it and produce it, you know? And so whenever I heard someone say that, I was like, that's so true. Like if you love it, like just wear it and buy it from them and do your own thing. And but it's definitely harder than said than done. Like
because the ego, I think, gets in the way.
Yeah, and it's hard. But I think it just hurts more from local people when we are each other's community, really. But it's hard at the end of the day. Like when it's a business, it's competition, and it's the same thing in media. Like I think there's plenty of jobs for everyone to do, and there's plenty of space for everyone to grow and create. And I definitely would prefer to have more community-based than competition, but it's hard. You never know, like, who you meet and what their intentions are, or if they're just trying to get something out of you. And I know it's tricky. So I think if there are ugly parts that I don't really know, but the something like that I see a lot happening, and it hurts. Like art is hard, and it's hard to draw, and it's hard to be original. So when you are, and then you see it something similar. People have hurt feelings. Some people will go online, some people won't. Some things will be said and some will not, you know?
Yeah.
And it's hard for me too, like when I witness it, because I don't want to say I work with everyone, but sometimes I do. I work with both of them, and I don't think anyone's wrong or right per se, but I understand the feelings and I understand. But it's hard. I think anything in fashion is, once someone does something, it sparks something in someone else and they have their take on it, which is awesome. It's an effect, and that's what trends are, and that's what that's ultimately what happens. Yeah. Another thing I like to remember is like everyone's gonna know who did it first. So what does it matter? Yeah. You know? But it's hard.
But like, do you really think that there is a line between being inspired by something and copying it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been a couple cases where I've seen like the exact print, the exact colorway remade from a company that maybe isn't from here. You know, like it's
Jeans Warehouse.
Okay, you said it. Yeah. And it's hard, but I don't know their story. I don't know what they're about. I don't know if they're from Hawaii. Like, I don't know the details of it. Yeah. But it is hard. It's hard to see. When I first saw it, before I realized it was a repeat, I was like, oh, great. Like, I love that Jeans Warehouse is trying to take a take.
Local kind, yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to take a take on it. But if they did it their own way, it would be no problem.
Yeah, and which I didn't know Jeans Warehouse was not a local company, you know, because we all grew up hearing Jeans Warehouse. Yeah, I mean, can see.
They're like 100% not a Hawaii company, or was it bought eventually?
Oh, I don't actually know.
You know, that's why it's so tricky, and you don't know, and it's hard to say. Again, every story has two sides. You never know.
Yeah, and that's hard. But here's the thing too that I have with Jeans Warehouse, because I've seen a number of things that I was many. I love your Lotus and Lime skirt, and they're like, oh, this is from Jeans Warehouse, you know. And I was like, oh my gosh, because each brand, like, where I look at that and I go, I know that's Manu, whether I can see it in the little writing.
Everyone has their signature,
their signature, right? And I understand for women that want to participate in this fashion but can't afford to. You know, that's where Jeans Warehouse is awesome, and I'm not shaming anyone who shops there. I'm not saying any of that. Great. But like when now you talk about fashion as a practitioner of Native Hawaiian culture and practice, it's hard.
It hurts their heart, you know. They're just people forget that designers are also just people. They're just talented and creative. And just like models, they're just girls. Yeah. They're still people at the end of the day who have hardships and feelings. And even though they're a model, everyone thinks they're gorgeous and they feel pretty all the time, and they don't, you know. It's extremely hard, and it's extremely hard to work in sometimes. And it's hard to witness, even though like nothing affects me directly. But it's with the people that I work with, you know?
Yeah, when it becomes real people with real feelings.
Yeah, and especially, again, like, I keep saying community, but it really is. Like, this island it's different here, you know? So I think it just stings more when you see it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I had a thought too, and I kind of lost it. I was gonna add more to this.
Fast fashion and slow fashion.
Oh, I found it.
Okay.
So, it is hard because everything that gets produced with intention and with you want high quality is high price, but not everyone can afford prices like that. But what's awesome is that there are starting to become more businesses that are, and I don't want to identify anyone as slow fashion or fast fashion, but there are different price ranges.
Yeah.
So one company that I work for is To Be Desired.
Yeah.
And I think they're really great because they still have that local style. Like, she's a local girl. She's getting into doing her own prints and stuff. And it's more at a affordable price, you know? Which is awesome because money's hard. And not everyone can spend $130 on a dress, you know, on a regular. So, but you still want to have that feel, you know, that's why, like, at first when I saw Jeans Warehouse, I was like, oh, great, like, they're doing something for the people here. But then I had no idea they weren't a Hawaii company, and then it's like, oh, I seen that somewhere else. You know, it's really hard. But
to be honest, a lot of my fashion that I love, I lived in the mainland for like 5 years, and my mom always had more I want to say international fashion taste, you know, than local fashion. That just like wasn't her vibe. So that's kind of how I was raised, you know. And coming home and wanting to really have a little bit more local fashion, like accessories was a big way that I like to express that, you know. And also
the jewelry here.
But also like the hair picks, the pins, like you know, my Lotus and Lime woven choker. It's like,
I gotta get that one.
You need it in every color. I want them to like,
I know.
Oh my gosh. I want like an auburn looking one.
Ooh.
Which I don't know if it's natural. You know, it's not natural.
You can probably natural dye it with red dirt.
So true. Okay, but all that to say, it also was an affordable way for me to get involved, you know, while also still utilizing all of my clothes that I already had.
Yes.
You know, because if I have like a local looking top, sometimes you kind of have to have a local looking bottom too, or like it's hard to mix match. So I was like, okay.
And there is a wide range of like, something I love in Hawaii is that we have gold filled jewelry. And like, I didn't realize it until I went traveling a little bit, is that it's usually real gold or silver and like period, or gold plated, which is not even worth getting because it's going to tarnish, right? But I love Hawaii because so many businesses here have gold filled. It's like that middle price range, can get it wet, it's fine. But yeah, there's so much awesome jewelry here. And like, even growing up, my mom is from the mainland, and like diamonds was everything. And I was like, yeah, they're nice. And I'm not trying to say like diamonds are not nice, but I just would rather have a pearl. I don't know. And like shells and opihi and like all of that, I just love so much more. And I make a joke with my boyfriend because he was like, I want you to wear a diamond like when I propose or whatever. I was like, but I want like a full strand of pearls, like double looped. I want that. I don't really desire a diamond. You know, so it's funny.
A good friend of mine, their engagement ring is a Tahitian pearl that her husband went back to Tahiti, which is where they met, dove for the pearl.
You're lying.
Brought it back, and it's this gorgeous pearl with this amazing kind of like curly Q setting. It's gorgeous. The first time I ever seen an engagement ring that was a pearl.
That was different. And you know what? I love it because nowadays it's becoming more normalized. People are doing different stones. They're doing vintage. They're doing... Because one thing I remember like in high school was that prom, you had to get a prom foofy dress at the prom store. And I don't know why that's the norm and what you think.
What is it called in Chinatown?
Oh, frick.
Doe's Formal.
Yes, that's where I got mine.
Yep.
But I remember, like, I didn't like any of the dresses there. And I was, like, forced to pick something because I had to wear something. And I was like, I don't know why my brain was, like, conditioned to that's what you do. And, like, even for wedding dresses, that's what you do. And now that I'm an adult, I'm like, I could have worn anything I wanted to prom. And, like, for engagement rings, you can have any kind of engagement ring you want. It doesn't have to be a diamond. It doesn't mean you're not engaged. It's still on the finger. You know what I mean?
Did you see Rocket Ahuna's woven wedding dress thing?
Did I see it?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was the first time I saw I don't want to say first time, but like the first time I remember being really like caught off guard by like a native looking wedding dress.
No, I'm gonna get a quote because I kind of want that.
I mean, the corset was incredible.
He's a visionary. Like, from the moment I saw, like, I kind of knew him from Lalalooopsie. Like, I knew they were besties, but I never really met him. But I saw his Lahala corset.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just like, what kind of money?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? Like,
but
you can't put a price on that piece. It's so fat. It's the amount of time and like, you get it. But he is so fantastic. I will buy everything I can afford. His t-shirts are my favorite t-shirts ever.
Yeah.
But he is a prime, like, you say I'm a fashion icon. No, like he.
Yeah. Yeah.
To me, he is fashion icon. Like, he is visionary. He is taking like rooted Hawaii and making it modern, but not.
Yeah.
But just making it him. Like, he just, I can't even speak
Incredible.
on it. But love him. My sister actually sews for him sometimes.
Fabulous.
He has like interns that help sew his, just the smaller stuff that needs more hands on for his shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So she got the opportunity to do it for the last show and a little bit for his recent show. But it's so awesome. I remember she had to show. I'm gonna redo that. She had to sew puka shells onto this dress.
Oh my god.
And she was like up all night just over and over and over. She's like, the show's tomorrow. I gotta help him finish it. But so I took photos for the show the next day and I was like, Kiki, grab that dress and take a pic with it because it's not yours, of course.
But her blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, like those shells, like, that ate at her, but it was the most beautiful thing ever, and it was 100% worth it. And he just, like, when I look at his work, I'm like, that's exactly what I want. Why didn't I think of that, you know?
No, and the cuts are so like, fun that remind me of... It is perfect.
The sheer mu'u. Rocket? Can I get one, please?
No, when I saw Leo in that sheer mu'u, I actually gagged, vomited, threw up, had diarrhea. Like, there was nothing I'd ever seen that was so...
And it's crazy like because if you look at, like, I don't want to say vintage photos, but, like, if you look at old images of, like, that time era with the horses, like, those styles were legit what it was. And some had a little bit of sheer, some, you know.
Like, with chiffon fabric, like, it's just...
No, sickening.
Sickening. 3 words.
I think I gotta get one.
I know. I actually looked for it for a while. I was like,
no,
I
and he doesn't sell it, I think.
And that's when Leo told me that she borrowed it from him.
Yeah, she's the queen. She gets all the little...
No, it's him and Manaola Black Label. Just, oh my gosh.
Dude, you know, I don't own enough Manaola. I really should. They're not a client of mine, but I love their campaigns. The way they... Okay, now can we get into that?
Yes.
Okay, some of my favorite artists, because I call they're designers, they're everything, but they are artists at the end of the day. Manaola, Aloha Demele, those photo shoots are art. They're paintings, they're not real. And like that company, but I'm going to say her, she does it in such a way where, like, they are promoting a product, like she is selling a pareo or her art, whatever, but it is just done so beautifully. And that's something for 2025 that I want to tap into more, because I do commercial and I do commercial well, like clean, basic, you know, but I want to make more time for the creative and for the art of it. But Aloha Demele, crazy campaign. Salvage Public, so cool. That is like...
shut up. Yes. Oh my
Hawaii
God.
streetwear, like...
You know how I feel about Salvage Public.
Yeah, I do. We probably should say that. But so cool. Like, it's so cool to see. And, like, even though I'm not a part of these projects, like, I get excited to see what they're coming out with, you know?
Yeah. And here's what I'll say about Salvage Public in a really PG way. Okay. Maybe PG-13. Right into the camera. If Salvage Public was personified, like their designs personified into a man. I'm not talking about their designer. I'm not talking about owners. I'm saying their vibe, their store, their fashion is a he and is personified into a man, Barbie come to life kind of thing.
Right.
That is my daddy, okay? That's daddy level to the max. Savage Public, I love you so much.
And she's not joking.
And I'm not joking at all. And also, the ulus you're giving speaks exactly to my heart. Hi. So if you guys want to collab, let me know. Or also, like, take all my money because I love you guys. Anyway.
Make a green ulu is what we're saying.
Anyway,
no,
that's daddy.
They're iconic. Wait, I have a little list. Who else is iconic? I mean, everyone is.
Everyone
There's
is
not anyone in Hawaii that doesn't do it cool or doesn't have a style.
More of a question. I want to know who's really excited you in this last year. Because that's what we're kind of talking about right now.
Yeah. Okay. So everything. Because I don't know what's going on. People are like praising me. You praise me and I don't get it. Like it's like weird. It's different for me. And like I've been having this dream and having this goal for so long. And the last year was so weird. And like I'm getting these emails from these people that I love and that I'm a customer at, and they want to work together. And I don't know what I did, because I feel like I've been doing the same thing. But I think with art too, it's just time and place. If it's not your time then, it doesn't mean it never will be, kind of thing. Ooh, should I start a story?
Yes.
Okay, this makes me sound like a fangirl, but I am. So there's 2 stories. I'll start with the first one. But I have always been a Lex Breezy girl. Like, customer, I was at those lines in those sales. Her Ala Moana opening, like 2-3 hour line. Like, I'm there. The sales, I'm there. Kalamai sale, that was the best one because it was cheap. But I just loved her. I remember in the beginning of my career, I was still learning how to pitch myself and how to contact people. And I sent her an email one day and I was like, oh, I'd love the opportunity to collaborate. Because at the time, like, I was not getting paid to work. And I would just take anything and have fun and practice because, again, there's levels to it. And, you know, at that phase, I was practicing. Like, I was just getting into any kind of branding, and especially clothes. I hadn't really done clothes at the time. I was doing more swim. And she was like, yeah, I would love to connect. I'm busy, but just shoot me another email. And it's just one of those things where, as a business owner, you're not worried about a cute little 20-year-old girl that emailed you. You know what I mean? You're busy. Your business goes on. You're growing, you know? Yeah. And it just didn't work out at that time. But I didn't stop being a customer, and that's one thing I really want to teach people, is to accept rejection gracefully, because it really, your attitude is everything. I think your attitude and how you treat people and how you are as a person in this industry matters so much that you really got to hold on to that and hold on to your attitude and I think that's why too, like, I don't know, I have a hard time identifying. Like, the things I've done are so incredible, but I'm not like famous. Like, my boyfriend likes to joke that I'm famous. I'm not famous. Like, I'm not anyone crazy. Like, I'm just a girl, and I will always say that. But back to the story.
No, but let's talk about that a little bit, because imposter syndrome is something that we all deal with.
Yeah.
And you've had amazing success and opportunity
that
you've worked for. You know, but
I know.
How do we, like, even me, like, winning Miss Hawaii, and people like to say a lot of things now with the podcast. Like, I say the same thing. I'm just a girl. Like, I don't know what you mean. I'm just out here trying. But at what point, like, do we need to just accept what we've done?
Yeah.
Like, how do we celebrate ourselves, you know?
I know. It's so funny because love my boyfriend, but he, like, will go on tangents with people talking about my job and what I'm doing and whatever. I'm like, oh, don't talk about it. Don't, like, I don't know. I just get so shy because I think deep down I just want to hold on to it. And, like, I don't know how long it will last, and I don't ever want to be big-headed, and I don't ever want to be, like, I'm bigger than someone, or, like, because I'm not. And, like, I think the last year is the first time I ever experienced people having feelings towards my business and what I do, and I not know them. So in a sense of, like, a fan, not a fan,
or like you're starting to have a bigger reputation.
And it's really weird. And, like, I will meet someone and they're like, oh, I love your work, like, love your Instagram. I'm like, okay, what's your name? Can I follow you?
Yeah, like, oh, I'll follow you back.
Yeah, and they're like, what? I was like, girl, like
we
don't
just
be weird.
met.
Like we're friends now. Like I don't know. It's so trippy to me because I'm like, I'm not anyone crazy. Like I'm just everyone's girl. I'm just a friend. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I definitely celebrate. And this past year, even when I just took a moment to breathe and look back on what I did, and I do feel pressure because I'm like, how do I uphold this? And how do I keep going? And how do I, people ask like, oh, what's next for you? What's going to be this year? I'm like, I hope everything is exactly the same because I don't know. And I just take it as it comes and I enjoy it. And obviously I have goals for myself, but I feel a little bit pressured to like uphold this almost. And again, that's why I said in art, like, I don't know how long this will last. Like, someone was telling me that I could do this while I'm ready for motherhood and like I have kids and I'll still do photography. I'm like, I don't know. Like, that sounds like a lot. Like, I'm just really holding on to it now and taking it as it comes and enjoying it. And that's why I also started like my little vloggies and my little TikToks. I think my whole life I've been so ashamed to be in front of the camera and so scared and so felt like I was not a model girl and I was just an ordinary girl and that I don't have a social presence almost. I never felt like I had anything to put on social media. And it all stems from insecurity and not feeling comfortable and not feeling confident. And again, I work with models every day, so it kind of gets to me sometimes. Like, it's hard because like I know these girls are just like me and they feel the same, but they are generally up to standard and photogenic and very beautiful, you know? And it's hard not to compare myself to them. But I think in August, I just kind of had a moment where the whole 6 months prior to that year, I was like, I'm doing some crazy. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing some crazy shit right now. Like, I need to document it for myself.
Can I swear?
I didn't know if we could do that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just crazy. And I want to remember it when I'm old and I want to document it and I want to be proud of it per se. And even just share with people what I do. Like, I try to follow other photographers for their kind of content, but I feel like no one really shows the BTS or like the process or just little phone memories.
You just see the work at the end.
Yeah, just the work at the end. But there's so much that goes into it that I want to remember and I want that needs recognition, you know? So in August, I kind of was like, okay, no more being shamed, no more being like scared. Like, I just need to do it. And again, like, I have this body and I have this face and it's just the one that I have. And
I'm obsessed with it. All of it.
Okay, thanks. But
receive.
And like, I feel like I've been insecure my whole life and I'm just gonna be, but I don't want it to stop me from doing something I want to do. So now I'm going to make my little TikToks and I'm going to make my little unboxings. And another thing too is like with the job, I get gifted things sometimes and I can't express like how much that means to me and how much joy and like it's just so sweet. And it needs to have its moment. Like, I need to post it. I want to give extra attention to it, not only because it was free, but it's because I love it and it's from the brands. These are like local people that it still takes money to make it, you know, even though, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it still costs them money to give it to me. And I just wanted to be able to highlight it a little bit more. So, and then in August, in June, like right before it, I traveled for the first time for work to the Caribbean with my friends.
Okay.
McKenna and Hannah.
Tart trip.
I know. That's what it felt like. Like, they paid for my trip and I worked. And it was fun because I'm just taking photos. Like, my work is not work, you know?
Yeah.
And even that, I'm like, dang, I didn't make any TikToks or any Reels because I wasn't doing that at the time. And it breaks my heart that I wasn't, you know? So ever since August, I've been really trying to like get to it and enjoy and capture. And another thing too was Mary Monarch. Last year was my first Mary Monarch. I always wanted to go, never had the funds or never had the people to go with or a reason per se. And then last year I went for work And even that, it was the most beautiful week of my life, but it was also a really hard time for me because my grandfather passed away that week. So I have so much mixed emotions with that week. But even with him, he didn't live in Hawaii. And I just wish that I had more videos to show him and more, like, I know he would have loved watching my TikToks now and, like, just seeing what I'm doing. And so I think that also motivates me to not care and just do what I do, because I don't do my hair and makeup for work. You know what's funny? So many people, like, I look like this normally, like on a...
You have great skin, yeah.
Oh, thanks. Accutane.
No way.
Paid for it. Yeah.
Paid for this face.
Yeah, paid for my teeth. But what's it called?
Just Invisalign.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not fake. My teeth are fake. Her teeth are real.
Your teeth are fake?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh. Wait, which ones?
Cute.
Or all
the
of
front
them?
4.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
My dad has fake teeth too. He had a gap, but I love his gap tooth.
Oh, diastema.
Like, huh?
That's what it's called. A diastema.
The what? See, you learn something new every day. What was I getting at?
You were saying that you look like this every day.
Oh, I look like this every day. Yeah, I look like this every day, pretty much. Maybe not so many pearls, but when I go to work, it's like I just woke up. I have a dress or whatever, but no hair, no makeup. So
it's the mu'u and the locals.
Yeah, it's all the locals.
The yellow locals. Today she's got pink ones, but they're usually yellow.
Yeah, I have every color. I have a rainbow at my house.
Okay, share. What the heck?
I know.
And I was never a locals girl. I was
them.
always a croc person.
Funny.
Yeah, which is hilarious. I'm like, Mom, like
No,
those are
they
way
really
cheaper,
stepped
but...
it up with the colored bottoms.
Yeah.
It's so cute. What was I saying though?
Thank you, locals, for collabing with our girl.
Thanks, locals.
She's sponsored.
So I always wear them and post my story. I hosted my Hanaho Makeke Market thing. And I think I just reached out to them to see if they would donate or if I could apply to buy a bundle of them. And then they're like, "Oh, we'll just donate it to you." I was like, "Huh?" They're like, "Yeah, keep some for you because we see you wear them." I was like, "We actually been wanting to reach out to you." I was like, clutching my pearls. What?
Oh my God, gagging, throwing up, vomiting.
Yeah. So they're really nice. Hi, Nicole.
Nicole,
she's the
love
rep.
you.
She's the rep that I work with. But
Nicole,
yeah,
thank
long
you.
story. But I'm in the process of working with them now, which is really crazy because
Are we gonna see a Lala local collab?
Hey, I would love that.
What's
That's
your dream
not in the
local
works.
like combo? Like if you were to make your own local, what would it be?
If I say it, then they'll know.
Oh.
Shouldn't it be a surprise? I'll tell you.
Okay.
I want to do pink strap.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
'Cause-
we'll bleep that whole thing out.
Yeah,
you
but-
guys just need to know she just had an amazing. That's incredible.
Because that's my signature.
Yeah.
And they haven't
Wait,
done
the
that.
strap is that too?
I don't know. We can see the prototypes and see which looks better, but I think that would be so cute.
Oh my God.
I could sell.
What about?
I could sell it.
What about also if the tread is like
just that collection.
palaka.
Yeah.
or it's like ulus on the bottom, like the tread?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I got to talk to them. I actually never brought that up, but I meant one day I will be doing a campaign, I think, for them. Because they're a company within other companies. And we just, Hawaiian Blend, their sunscreen, we just started doing that, which is really awesome. But it's crazy to think, like, man, what an email can do. Like, what you can just send to someone. Because I was just looking to do, like, a bulk order or if donations were possible. And then now Nicole loves me, I guess, and she keeps working with me, which is really exciting because this is more of a corporate kind of standard that I'm not used to. So it's really fun.
Because Locals is made by Longs? Like, who's their company? Or, like, are they an independent company?
So, if I'm not mistaken, the Islander Group is the company that produces Locals, which also produces the sunscreen, the Hawaiian Blend that I just showed. So I'm kind of working with a little bit of
How about
these things.
Locals that also squeezes out sunscreen every time you step?
Right. Into the sand. Hello.
Hi. You may notice that we look a little different.
in the true spirit of fashion, we did a outfit change.
A lole look for sure. Okay,
Yes.
tell us what we're wearing because again, dressed by the gorgeous.
So
beautiful Lala.
I've been referring these on my TikTok as my local layers. My local layers today. Today is a Betty X Red Spooner collab, and it's actually from my puna. It's my boyfriend's grandma. So it's really special to me just because it is from her. And it's funny because his family, they're like a Ren Spooner family. Like that's what they wear. Some of his aunties wear manoheli'i. So that's where I kind of, when we first started dating 5 years ago.
Whoa, where's the ring, Kaulana? Sorry.
It'll come later.
Okay.
When he's ready. But yeah, 5 years ago is when... Am I?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say yes.
Oh, okay.
But I already know that. Like, we already feel like together, you know?
Right. Okay, carry on.
But so that's what really sparked Aloha attire for me is when I met all his aunties and what they're wearing. And I was like, wow, I want to wear what they're wearing. And I remember his one auntie, I was like, oh, I love your dress. She was like, this? It's so old. Like it was like old manoheli'i. I was like, that's what I want. So then I just started searching for it. Wow. And then the rest is history. And he's like, he's like, yeah, you went crazy. And I was like, I needed a new wardrobe. Like that, I wanted to be them. Like I love them. I love them as people, but the way they were dressing is like, I had never seen it before.
No, but when you find your niche, you know, like you just go off.
Yeah. And like we were 18 when we met. So that's really when I felt like I have more of an identity and like my eyes opened up a lot when I met him and the things we do and stuff. But yeah, so this is from his puna. My pearls are actually the same necklace I had on before, but the chain unclips so it can be long and short, which I really love. And it's by Lily Coin Lotus. She's one of a client of mine, but I just love her and she's so sweet. And then everything else is the same.
Same. Okay, I'm completely different.
Wow, are in a vintage manoheli'i gingham. The sought out piece everywhere.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, gorgeous.
No, it's crazy because I have a couple of these and I've been collecting for like 5 years now, but in the past year it's gotten so expensive because I guess it's more popular and everyone wants them now, but hundreds and hundreds of dollars that I did not pay for mine. Like I think all of my ginghams, I think I paid $60, maybe $100. And I remember back then thinking like, ugh, $100. But I would give anything to pay $100 now. Yeah. So it's crazy. But that one's really special to me. I traded with a friend, and that was actually my Christmas dress last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just cute.
Okay, and we have all new jewelry.
Oh, so you're wearing like all koa wood. It's all Hawaiian accessory. He's like my favorite uncle.
Me too.
I always forget like that he has a website or an Instagram and I never find him. So
but he's got more stuff at market. It's not all online. I've noticed that.
No, yeah. And like I just will see him randomly at a market and I always forget his brand name, but now I know it. But I saw him this past Christmas and I was like, oh my God, like you're the guy I've been looking for. He thought I was crazy. Yeah. I was like, I bought this earrings from you last time and I regretted not getting more. And like I just went on. He was like, oh.
He's like $25.
Yeah. And they're so affordable, which is crazy. So this is all his stuff? Yes, everything. Wow. One of the bangles I thrifted at Goodwill, but I think the top one is from him. The necklace is from him, the earrings, the hair pick. I went crazy because I was like, I don't know when I'll see him again. But I'm pretty sure he hand makes all of it.
Okay, but this is really...
And that ring is handmade by My Maid. She's a clay artist. She's really cool.
My orchid earrings, if you've seen her before, are My Maid. And actually, my inner orchid just broke. Yeah, I must have put it in a bag or something.
You know what? The clay you gotta be so gentle.
So gentle. It's because I changed somewhere and I put it in my jewelry box. Yeah. And that box is more of a bag.
Yeah.
So, I need to come find you.
No, but anyway, I love her.
I've never met her, but I want to.
She's so sweet. And like she's like, why do you want to like buy it? I was like, what? I need that one.
Yeah, what?
No, she's super sweet. She was actually a vendor at my makeke, which was really nice.
Okay, and speaking of...
Oh, that thing I did.
The makeke, because we have a final little pendant piece here.
Yes. Okay, so long story short, I don't know what happened, but one day I just woke up and I was like, I want to throw my own market. I've always wanted to host an event or a party of some sort, and I think I was definitely getting overwhelmed with how expensive vintage and things that I have been finding have become now, because everyone likes it, which I'm glad. Like, everyone should like it. It's fabulous. But it was like at the point where everything was $300 and up. And at the end of the day, it's still used clothes. Like, yes, they have value and they are special and they're hard to find, but it was just hard. So then I was talking to my friends and I was like, oh, we should have like a garage sale, like real cheap, everything under $100. And then I don't know what happened, but my girl Taylor at Kahala, Kiska Kahala, Taylor Ledgewood, she's the best. She was following me and she was like, oh, if you want to make this event bigger, like, I work at Kahala, we would love to host. I was like, what? And I don't know you.
Are you talking about Kahala Hotel?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's why I was there.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, who is this angel and why? Like, again, why me? Like, what? Yeah. You don't even know what I'm about. You don't know me. You don't know, like, that I'm for real. She was like, no, I've been following you. Like, I love this idea. It's so great. And, like, they're very big on, it's a sustainability, culture, and arts program. So it all kind of checks the boxes. So I was like, okay, well, now that I have space, it just expanded. So it became, all the thrifters was, everything had to be under $100, because I was like, that's not the point of this. You know, it's supposed to be fun, accessible for people. And then I had a bunch of my clients as vendors, which was really awesome. And, like, some flew for outer islands, which I'll never understand.
Wow.
Like, Rosie from Vaivulani came from Maui, and Aaron from Eha Culture came from Kauai. And I'm like,
Eha Culture is another one.
That's this video.
Stunning.
I love Erin. I love Eha Culture. She's an artist too. Everything is drawn, like, everything is just by her, and it's just amazing what people can create. But anyway, long story short, I was putting this together and I was like, I want to have my own thing. Like, I'm not a designer. I will never call myself that.
You could be.
I'm just I just wanted to have fun and upcycle something. My sister is, I would not be able to do anything without her, because she is the hands that actually makes it. I tell everyone that I'm a visionary. It's the idea that I have, but I have the hard time producing it. The production part is not my forte. But we needed a logo, so we drew a couple different quilt prints. We did Anthurium, Nopalka, and Crownflower. And all for different reasons. Anthuriums remind me of my dad's house. Crownflower is Puna's house. And Nopalka, me and my sister just love the story. And one day we'll get Nopalka tattoos, whatever, when I'm ready. I'm not a tattoo girl. Like,
wait, tell me the Nopalka story.
So I don't want to say it incorrectly, but to summarize, because it's a long story, but to summarize it, Nopalka is like two sides, the flower, right? How it's separate. Some grows by the water and some grows by the mountain. And the story is that there was a princess in the mountains that fell in love with a boy by the water, you know? But it was like forbidden love, Juliet, Romeo kind of stuff. But somehow I don't know what happens in the end of the story, like if they were not together or something, but the flower grows on both sides of, like, water and Mauna.
Yeah, something like they get separated and they're not supposed to be together.
They're not together, but their love grows and is connected.
So you were doing your sketches for the market?
Yes, so we were drawing, and the Anthurium quilt was just a little more classic for me, and I was like, that should be the logo. It's clean. I think everyone likes Anthuriums. It's popular. Like, it'll be, I just feel like that's the one. Yeah. And we were screen printing on thrifted denim, and we made some clothes. We made little patches, and we would sew them on. She taught me how to serge, which was really fun, which is just a sewing technique.
Oh, okay. It's like serge what?
So I did the small things, and she did the big things of actually attaching it so it stays on. But we made clothes. We made stickers. Like, I just wanted a little fun thing at my thrifted table, because do you know about my thrifted page?
No.
I have a whole Instagram for...
What?
Yeah.
For thrifting?
Yeah. It's called Thrifted Things.
Wait, do I? Hold on.
I don't really, I don't talk about it. It's like if you know, you know, and like.
Wow, I was not in the know.
Like, it's not associated with Lalalooopsie. Like, it's just her own thing.
It's just her own thing. Wow, okay.
But
carry on.
Basically, I thrift. I'll post what I find, or I'll sell things that I'm ready to get rid of, but I want it to go to, like, a good home. And then we also, in this little community, we trade, which is really fun. Yeah, and then the birth of my makeke and, like, all this stuff.
I need that. Yeah, I never saw this.
I made all of that. You didn't see the market?
No, I didn't see these pants.
That's a dress.
Dress?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was jeans.
No, yeah. So all kinds of stuff. We just wanted to, there's a lot of denim that gets wasted at the thrift store, so we just wanted to pick out the nicer ones and put patches, new life, right? Yeah. So we were doing that. My friend Hales from Ocean Creations, she's OC Baddies. She is a local girl with her own jewelry company. We've always been, we met through work and now we're friends. We worked a little bit together here and there, and I wanted her to be a vendor at the market. And we were like, we should do something together, like something exclusive just for the makeke, like just, and I showed her my drawings. I was like, could you make a charm? Like, because she's very known for her charm bracelets and things. It's like, can you make a charm? She's like, yeah, actually, I think I can. And then it actually didn't come in time. Like, there were shipping delays. It didn't come in for the market. So we just made it its own launch and its own thing. And she threw me a party, which was crazy. And now you're wearing it. That's one of the pendants. That's the large one.
Gorgeous.
Sorry, it's completely sold out. Everyone keeps asking about it. Maybe we'll do something new. That's up to Hales, but
this was really special to me.
It was so fun.
Which I was so sick to miss the market and the launch. I don't know what the heck I was doing, but it being dumb is the answer. But this was so special to me to see you make this, because it was like a big step for you in your career. Like,
yeah, I've never done anything like that.
Because you capture all of the amazing things that people create. Yeah. And here, this is your creation.
It's wild. Like, I will forever be grateful for Hales just for the opportunity, one. And two, like, it was so easy to work with her. Like, I just said it and I was like, can we do it like this? And she was like, yep. I'm like, really? Okay. And it was such a hit. She threw a party. I had a private party with all my friends to celebrate. She gave me everything I wanted. And then I was like, I fear I don't have enough. Like, I have earrings, 2 necklaces. My boyfriend has a necklace. And then I bought just a pendant because I'm like, just in case, like, if it gets lost, or like if I have more than one baby,
that can
like,
go in the in the shadow box.
So exactly. I have it in a box, and it's so special. Like, even when I just see my boyfriend wear it every day, like the other day, someone told him that they liked it. I was like, oh my gosh. And then every time he's like, yeah, my girlfriend made it. It's really cute.
Yeah.
But I still can't believe that happened. That was in this last year too.
What a dream.
Like, dude.
That's your first collab, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like a real tangible item.
Yeah,
collab.
like a physical. Yeah, I don't think I've ever. Because I'm like, why? Why would I do that?
Yeah.
But it made sense. Like, I'm hosting the market, and it was fun. And
as I said in the beginning, you're living all of our dreams. So
no, my life is a dream. My job is not a job. I don't know. I'm just floating, and I'm really just holding on to everything. Even when I was doing like my 2024 recap, I was looking back, and I was like, I don't know how I got here. People ask, they're like, oh, you're doing so well. I'm like, I thought I was always doing well. Like, I don't know how it keeps getting better. And it just is. And yeah.
No, I don't want to cut you off.
No, I don't know.
No, there's so many women who crave what you have, whether it's success, whether it's a career in fashion or photography. And you know, what would you say to them? Like, what kind of advice do you have for those women
who want to pursue media and do this like a fashion? Honestly, like, I feel like there's a few key things that help. But I think the biggest thing is just doing it. Like, I have no reason to be doing this. I have no influence in media. I didn't go to college. I didn't inherit business entrepreneurship from anyone in my family. I just knew in high school, like, school wasn't for me. Like, I'm a little dyslexic, so I just have a hard time learning. And money, I didn't grow up with money, and I had to pay for school, and I was like, school, apartment, I got the apartment instead. Like, I wanted to live here, you know? And I don't know. It's really hard. There's so many things I could say, but I think the biggest thing is being a good person and being a good person to yourself and to others and having a good service. One thing about me is I'm going to be the fastest. Because I'm like, there's talented people everywhere. And I don't even think I'm the best photographer on island. Like, there's so much talent. But I'm like, okay, how can I have a better service than someone else if I'm the fastest? Mm-hmm. That's the easiest thing. And people, like, again, with like shipping delays and business owners just being so busy, like they want it ASAP while it's relevant. And like, if I can be the quickest, then I will. And then they'll have no choice but to use me again. Or like, if they need something last minute, they know I can do it. So I love being able to provide a service like that. And also, I think I really do treat everyone as equals, even if there are different levels of status as far as branding, because I just care about all of them and I care about every project I do. And I think whenever you start to treat some more than others, then it shows in your work. Like, obviously, if we have a bigger budget, the production will be bigger and a little bit, you can do more with it. And therefore, it's a higher quality, right? But you can still do your part and put your best effort in everything. And I think everyone has a different journey and a different timeline and a different pace. And I wasn't always this way. Like, I always had a part-time job while trying to pursue photography until it became to a point where I didn't need it or I needed more days for shoots. And I don't know how it grew so fast. I think it was just word of mouth. And like, you forget too, like these business owners are friends with each other. So if you have a good experience with someone, they'll be like, oh, you should use her next time. Or, you know, it's just word of mouth, which I'm really grateful. And that's also why you shouldn't be just a good person to get things out of it, but that's why it's so important. And that's why attitude is over anything. Like, you can be the best photographer ever or the best model ever, but if you're so stink and you're so like ears to work with, like no one's gonna want to do it, you know? And it just makes a difference. And I think a big thing for me too is like I've invested all of my savings and everything I have into higher quality equipment. And because as much as I hate to say it, like, you do, like, you need, if you want to work with the best, you got to have the best. And it's not cheap. Like, media and the studio costs and like, I put in everything that I had to every profit, like to my last dollar, to have the best that I could have. And obviously you can't all buy it at once, but you grow and you add and you, so it's like quality over everything, especially when you're doing branding. Like, I don't think I'm known as a big editor and like a big artistic style editor. I like to keep it clean and natural, but that's what helps markets the piece, you know? You don't want to have this like amazing photo shoot and then it's like so off coloring, you know? Like, it's not true to tone to what the garment is, because that's essentially what almost every fashion brand wants their photo shoots to be, you know, accurate to the piece, unless it's like a campaign that is creative and can be different. So I think less is more. I always say less is more with anything. What else would I say? And yeah, back to what I was saying before with rejection and handling with grace. To finish that story, I had been a fan of Lex Breezy, and our paths didn't cross, and it's not anyone's fault or anyone's doing. It just hadn't crossed yet. And then one day I don't know if it was a DM or an email, but she was like, oh, can you send me your rates? Like, I'm looking for someone for this project. And I was like, what? Like, no way. And it just happens. It just happens one day. And like, it had been 2 years since I had ever like talked to her about it. Because a big thing for me is I don't want to force anyone to work with me. I feel like they'll come to me if they want to a certain extent, you know? And I don't want to like make them feel obligated to work with me in any kind of way. And then it was last February. Was our first photo shoot. It was a Valentine's collection. I literally wanted to throw up because I was so nervous because, like, again, like, it was such a big deal for me. And you don't want to mess up and you don't want, you know. And again, I don't want to mess up, but I also don't want to mess up their art too. Like they put time and thought into their collections and you get one chance at it, you know. You could redo it in theory, but it's so expensive to have to reproduce a photo shoot. And then ever since February, like I had just worked with her every month. And then it grew and it became like twice a month, 3 times a month, 4 times a month. And then it was Mary Monarch. And it was like the wildest experience ever. Shooting her she had 5 different prints for Mary Monarch.
Wow.
So essentially 5 separate collections. And it was just the most beautiful thing ever. And like I'm so grateful for her to give me, not only to give me the time of day and the chance to prove that I could do it and I could take care of her projects, you know, but she also gave me creative freedom, which is awesome. And everything comes with different things. So like some clients like to really have their own thing, which I love because then less work for me essentially. And I'm just doing what they want and they're happy with. But then I have some clients who are like so busy or so trusting of me. They're like, yeah, do whatever you want. Like, just let me know whatever's and just do it. I was like, really? Like, so I like both types of clients, you know, there's all different kinds. But with her, it was very creative freedom for Mary Monarch. And I remember she did a Lahala print and I was like, can I make everything like Lahala? She was like, yeah, whatever you want, just tell me. I was like, oh, like, no way. So yeah, there's just all little things. But if I was sour and if I didn't handle rejection peacefully, then it would have never become what it was, you know? And it's all a process and it all takes time and everything. I feel like when it's your time, it's your time. Just because it's not now doesn't mean it never will be. So that is one story that is crazy. I still can't believe I worked for her because I was in that line. You know, I was just a customer and now I work for her pretty consistently. And she was my #1 client of 2024.
Wow.
The most bookings. I should have counted how many, but again, it felt like 3 or 4 times a month.
Wow.
Because I always say that Hawaii has like these little holidays that are not holidays, but they are. So like the average fashion company will have winter, fall, spring, summer. But then in Hawaii, we have Mary Monarch. And then we also have Made in Hawaii. And then we also have, I guess Valentine's is one. But, like, they have these drops that are just specific for these things. And then forget it if there's an anniversary date, you know? Like, so there's always these reasons to have new collections and new things. And sometimes I'm like, I can't keep up.
Right.
It's so exciting. I mean, it helps me because I have a job for all these things. And, like, everyone's doing all the same things. But, yeah, it's been such a blessing with her. And even her opening her Pearl Ridge store, it was my first life-size banner. And it was like the coming soon of the store. Yeah. And we're right next to Sephora. And I had never seen anything like that. And it's just so wild, like, what has happened in this last year. And even just... it's such an honor to be printed. Like, the art of print is definitely dying, but it's so special to have a tangible item, you know? And I'll never forget, actually, one of the first Aloha attire company to ever give me a chance was Kahulalea. So they will always hold a special place in my heart because I had no clothing experience prior. Like, she had no reason to be like, oh, yeah. Like, we can, you know, but I'll always be grateful that she gave me a chance. And I remember from our first photo shoot, she printed it and put it in the store at Almana. And that was the first time I ever been printed. I was like, because I never thought, like, you don't think it would happen. She never even told me. Like, I think one day she just took a picture and was like, hey, look at the store. I was like, oh, I have to go visit it. So I went and saw it. And, like, I was telling you before, it was one of the first times I ever posted my face on social media because this was like 2021 or 2, like years ago. And it was so surreal. I was like, I have to take a photo with it, right? Like my first print of any kind. And then it just got bigger. Like she got bigger banners in her windows. And now there's the Hanaho magazine ad on the airplanes. And so she's a really special client to me because she's the first, and then she stuck through with me. And as artists, I feel like you always judge your past work. And I can't believe, like, I'm sure it was still pretty, but to me, I do such a better job now that back then I was like, oh, I can't believe she ever she ever let me do that, or she liked it, you know? So I'm always gonna be grateful for Kehao. She always will have a special thing like in my heart, you know, because she's the first one. And then it just grew. It just kept growing into more fashion, more jewelry, more even athletics. Eva Company and Active by Teal, they're not only my favorite to wear, but they're just local girls here, you know? And it's so awesome being a retainer client because I don't have contracts to where they have to use me kind of thing, but they just keep coming back. And I'm like, oh, hey, like, because I will never judge or I will never be upset if they use someone else. You know, every artist has different style and different takes and different services that they offer. So certain projects are for certain people, you know? But for them to keep coming back and using me, even if like we had a bad weather day, they're like, oh yeah, but that wasn't your fault. It was just bad weather, bad lighting. I was like, oh, they could have easily just not used me again, you know? Right. Which it's just crazy. So that's one story. And then another similar story, which again just proves that if it's not your time now, it doesn't mean it never will be. Mahina Maid. Every girl and their mom knows Mahina Maid, the lei tees. She's inspired from Mary Monarch, and I think she's, if not the first, one of the first to do a digital drawing lei tee. And I just loved her work. I love her stuff. I remember I emailed her. It was 2021 or 2. That same time where I was just starting, not really had anything to my name. And I was like, oh, I would love to collaborate with you. Like, if you'd send a shirt, I would love to practice and take some photos. And she did. She actually sent it to me. And I remember shooting it at the Rainbow Tower Hotel, the Hilton. And it was so much fun. And she used one of the photos on her email blast. And I literally got the email because I shop. I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. And I was just hoping like maybe one day it'll get my foot in the door, you know, with her. And then I never really heard much until this past year. She booked me at the Hilton.
No way.
So it's the same location that I had done my like collab shoot for her, except this time she paid me and it was like a real job. And it was so... It's so full circle, and I want to share this story because it's just proof that it could happen one day. And like, even if it never happens again, like it's still so special to me. And she has no idea. She probably doesn't even remember, you know, that she sent a free tee to a girl years ago, you know? So it's just crazy. And it's crazy that it was the same location, but I just feel like that it was meant to be.
Sometimes you just got to shoot your shot.
I know.
That's giving me inspo.
It doesn't hurt. I feel like a lot of my clients now that I offered to work with them for free the first time just to not only practice for my portfolio, but to give them a little like, hey, I'm interested. Like, I would love to work with you. Maybe we'll work out and maybe we work well together. Maybe we won't, you know. But it doesn't, almost no one will say no to a trial if they have the means and the time to... So I think I suggest that to any upcoming photographers too, is you got to put your time in. You got to put your work in. Like, I wasn't always making money. Yeah. I was, you know, it's practice too. And I still feel like I'm practicing. Every photo shoot I do, I get better. Every time I change something new in the studio, or if I try new lighting, like it's just knowledge and it's just trial and error. And I think it's just being persistent and really trying and doing your best every single time. I think a lot of people say they want to be a photographer or they want to be a videographer, but then they don't take the time to learn the basics or practice, or like they just want it like that, you know? But I think with anything you do, like people can say they want to own a business or they want to be a designer, but then what are you going to do to actually get it done, you know? And it's hard because I think the biggest thing that holds people back is finance, which is no one's fault. Like it's really hard to start up like anything artistic or creative, but you can create your art with anything, you know? And obviously you can build up to it little by little until you get to where you want to be, but anyone can do it. And I really love seeing women in media, so can we please get more? Thank you. Please. I want to have friends that are like girls in media, you know? And it's such a male dominant thing, which is totally fine. Some are fine, some are not. That's everything. Like,
I think you can be a pro woman in media, like want to see more women and not be a total man hater. You know, like it's not ragging on anyone because I want to see more women in the room. It's like I'm not mad at you, this man, for being here. I'm just saying, oh, I would love to be.
Yeah, I mean, women can do it too. I remember in high school, like my film club was all guys, and I remember going to, I think it was Zach Knoll. He's a surf photographer. He was doing like it was like a speaking speech thing, and it was like a class field trip that we could go on, and again, all guys, and his guest speakers were guys, and everyone in the room was like guys, and it's fine, but I'm like, what are you doing in women's fashion? I feel like it should be by women. And I've been seeing it more, which is great. Anytime I go to fashion shows and they have like rookie photographers and they're girls, I'm just like, yes. Because that was me, you know? That was me at some point. And even like icons like Samantha, Kenna Reed, Renee Schaefer. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name. But they're like all icons in Hawaii that I look up to. And they're all women. Like there's not hardly. There are definitely talented men here too as well. But I just really ride hard for the women. So any women interested in media, just do it, just practice. I used to force my sister to model with me. And my best friend Ariel, I forced them growing up. And it takes courage, and I think the biggest thing too is like you will be rejected. I still get rejected to this day. You got to take it with grace, and you just keep trying because you never know. Like they're rejecting the past me. They don't know the current me, you know? And every time you grow and your style evolves, your quality evolves. Like just because they said no before doesn't mean it's a never, you know? And even if it is, that's okay. You just appreciate the ones that keep coming back, you know?
I like that saying that says, God can't navigate a parked car. I think I've said it before. But what I love about that is you just got to go and move. It doesn't have to be perfect. I get analysis paralysis, you know? Especially starting the podcast. I was like, what is it going to be about? Who am I going to have on? What am I going to be about? And
it's a lot.
It was my cousin Tiffany and Josh and Jordan who produced the podcast who were like, don't even worry about it till you get reps in. Like, it's going to find its own way. And I'm definitely finding where I'm supposed to be, my jam.
Yeah, you got to try.
You just got to do it.
When I first started, I feel like everyone starts with doing, like, grad photos and couples, and I just hate it. I was like, damn, this is not what I want to do. But it was what I was getting, you know? And you level up, and you got
to start somewhere.
Yeah, you start somewhere, and I learned that, maybe I don't like doing couples, at least romantic shoots. I like doing pairs, like you just smile, look pretty, you know? But it was like
sexy kind.
A little too intimate for me, I didn't. But I feel like that's a reflection of me too. Like I do like I don't know how to explain it, but I just learned what I didn't like, and then I just wanted to stick to what I do like. Because yes, I could do those things and technically make money, but why would I do it if I wasn't proud? And why would I do it if it wasn't something that spoke to me? Like, I very much women fashion industry only. That's what it is. And sometimes I have to turn people down because I'm like, honestly, I don't think I would do a good job, you know? And I'm trying to help you and me. Like, I know I wouldn't do good. It wouldn't come out the best it could be, you know? And even to this day, like, I'll have my family ask to do family photos or, like, wedding photos for them. And I'll do it, but I never feel like it's my best work. They say they love it, but I'm like, are they just saying it because it's family? Like, I don't know if this is good, you know? And it's hard, but I love working with a team and a production and hair and makeup and models, especially, like, people who want their photo taken of. Love. If you don't want your photo taken of, I feel so bad doing it, you know? And like I remember so many like grad sessions I did where these kids that their parents made them do it, you know? I was like, I can't do this. Like, it's hard. And like, even just having your makeup professionally done for camera is such a difference. I remember
people don't feel comfortable too, because it's more makeup than you're probably used to wearing on the daily.
Yeah. And I just love all of that. I love the fun. I love the clothes. I love the styling. Like, we could do creative, but I could never do that. I couldn't get that fulfillment doing those other things. And even weddings. I think weddings are beautiful. I'd have way too much anxiety. It's too special of a day. Like, even in fashion, if I had to reshoot it, I could, you know? But weddings, you can't redo. And I think I would just throw up.
And there's like one first kiss moment. There's one,
yeah. And I'm like, oh, can we do it again? But can you look to the left? Like, I can't do that.
And you have to like remind like the group, you gotta ask for things, right? Like, kiss her for 10 seconds.
Yeah,
like all these little things. Look behind your shoulder, right? Like, it's directing the moment too.
It's hard. I give it to them. And I give it to anyone who does family portraits. Oh man, like, especially when half the family don't want to be there, I'm like, oh, I can't do it. So, but that's why I feel like also to any upcoming artists, find your niche, find what you're about and stick to it. Like, yes, you could make money doing other things, but it's not about the money. And I think that's the big thing. People want to be a photographer because they're like, oh, I can make a couple $100 a day, whatever. I'm like, yes and no. Like, obviously it's my time, my art. I got to sustain, I got to live too, but it's not about that. It's about what you're creating. And I feel like once you can find what you're good at and what you like, then just stick to it. Even if you're broke, just stick to it, you know?
Story of my life. Story of
You will be broke
life.
in the beginning, and we all were, you know?
That's like the beginning of every great origin story.
Yeah.
No money. So if you have no money, know that you have money. Eventually. That's just how they go. That's just
it
how
comes
the story
and goes, you know?
Yeah.
It's always going to be that way.
Yeah.
And even the last 2 years, I was broke because I fully invested into everything. And I am very blessed for my boyfriend because I had a long talk with him because I had just tried out studio. And I was like, I don't think I should stop. Like, we have a dip in the market in Hawaii. Like, there's nowhere I could go to rent, you know? Like, should I do this and do my own and have my own space? And he was fully for it. And I was like, oh, but it's going to be all my money. Because I bought my apartment, so that was all my money too. So when we moved in there, I was like, oh, I'm good. Like, I can just live to month to month. Like, I got what I needed. And then when I tried to do that, I really had to talk to him. He's like, oh, but he's like, I could pay for it though. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, like, if you're short on rent, I can help. Like, I can get groceries. Like, I know it's just going to be temporary until, like, the start of it, you know? Because I'm crying. I'm like, I can't afford it. I can't do it. I'm scared. Like, to spend every dollar that you have is scary. And he was just so supporting, which is everything.
We love, like, a sugar daddy energy. You know, we don't need sugar daddy.
And it's funny because he's not even a rich boy. Like,
no, and that's why it's the energy.
He'll just work, yeah.
Because we can support ourselves. We can sustain ourselves. I like to say I'm high maintenance, but I'll maintain myself.
Yeah,
but we do enjoy a sugar daddy energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you take care, okay?
No, he definitely takes care. And he made me believe that it was a good idea and that I could do it. And I think it's just risk, you know? Everything's risky, but it's hard in Hawaii. It's so expensive. And I was like, I didn't make rent this month, you know? To pay for my house and for the studio is hard. He was like, that's okay. Like, I have some money. I was like, he's like, it's ours. I was like, ours? I love that. Like, you know? And growing up,
where's my pearl engagement ring, though?
No, it's funny. I want him to make my ring with rose. So I told her what I want.
Okay, perfect.
He knows too. He actually picked a part of it. So did I ever tell you that?
No.
Okay, we'll do a little detour real quick.
Okay.
But I wear all gold, and I was thinking that if I had a diamond, it would be kind of silver. Like, it wouldn't really match. And then I always kept saying, like, oh, maybe I'll do like a citrine, like a yellow stone. He was like, well, what if you do a champagne diamond? I was like, what is that? I had no idea what that was.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, and he had been looking into it, apparently. So sweet, right? And then he showed me, and it's very much, it's like a diamond, but it just has warm tones. So it's like a champagne color, but it's still got that clear kind of look. I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. And then he picked it too, which was really nice. Which is everything I could want, you know?
Okay, please invite me to your wedding. What the heck?
Totally, you can come.
Should I take the photos?
You can take the iPhone real content.
Oh my God, can I MC your wedding? Can you imagine?
Wait, that would be so funny.
Wait.
No, I think you have to. You and my friend cousin on his side, Makani, he's an MC at like hula shows. You two would be so funny.
Okay, I'm not like a real host. Like, he seems more legit than me.
No, but it would work.
I could learn.
It's comedy, yeah. No.
It's comedy. Oh my God, maybe that's where I'll make my stand-up debut. No, just kidding.
Perfect. Perfect. But anyway, I don't know what we're talking about, but.
No, I just have to say that I love you so much. I think that you are an incredible example to women, to me. I'm inspired by you as somebody who's trying to be an entrepreneur of what? I don't know. You know. Mm-hmm. But
you can do anything.
Before. Thank you.
You can literally do anything.
But I've said this before. Like, I think we're all made to create something, you know? Like, we're made in the image of our ultimate creator. And I think that means that where we are really alive is when we create things, you know? And I'm blessed to see you doing your thing and to get to see it close up. Like, as your career, as it flourishes, like access is not always there because we're busy and you just, you know, different worlds.
No, and like even this last year felt so fast paced that I didn't even digest like what just happened until the end of the year. And I was like, how did I do all this in 1 year?
Yeah. Well, and you can't experience and analyze at the same time. You know, like now that it's over, you get to really digest.
Oh, it's so awesome.
I love you so much. You're stunning. You're gorgeous. Final thoughts, comments, questions, concerns.
Oh, I'm actually going to take over for a second.
Okay.
I forgot to tell you, I'm taking over the show because I have a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Yeah, you have to close your eyes.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I forgot to do this earlier.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Let me sip my coffee and I'll close my eyes.
Wait, are we wrapping up?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Here, I will look
We're not all the way done, but we're wrapping.
Yeah, I'm going to look at my notes, but I feel like I think I said most of the things I wanted to say.
Okay, my eyes are closed.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
You're teasing me with this surprise. What the heck?
I wanted to surprise you.
Okay.
In the art of thrifting, I thrifted something for you.
What? From Thrifted Things? No, sorry, Thrifted Tings?
Thrifted Tings. Yeah, so I found this online. Someone was selling it, and I was just like, I gotta bring something for Star, and it's very you, and it's going to go with your outfits, and I'm gonna bring it to you.
Okay.
Okay, don't open yet.
Okay.
Oops.
Oh my God.
Hold on to it.
Oh my God, why does it feel woven? Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Okay, you can open your eyes now.
Ah! Shut up!
It's Ulu. It's just like
I know!
It's just like your logo.
What the heck?
Isn't it so cute?
Wait, this is so cute. And
no, I saw it and I was like, I have to bring this to her for the show.
Lala!
And have my own little thing.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it cute? So now you have a piece of me with you with your everyday style.
This is such a treat. Wow, I love it.
Isn't
you know,
it?
I don't know if I've ever maybe I've talked about it before, but like I've had the idea for the podcast for a really long time and the logo for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I mean, we all love Ulu. Like that's not something special to me, right? But I just love, there's just something about it that makes me feel ooey gooey ono inside. And it's like now become a part of me, you know, even though everyone loves Ulu and it's not mine.
Yeah.
But in my heart, it's like
no,
that.
it's like I love Anthurium quilt.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just a piece of my heart. And this is like,
well, I'm glad you like a popular one because it was easier
I know,
to
right?
find.
It's like the most basic of the Ulu print.
So
right?
this bag is by She Would Go.
She
Really
Would
cool.
Go.
Yeah,
I know that brand.
Yeah, it's a really cool brand.
Wow.
Isn't it cute?
This is special.
I wanted to surprise you.
Thank you.
Of
Wow,
course.
no one's ever given me a gift on here before. Like nobody's.
I know. I watched your show and I was like,
Oh my God, you watch it?
yeah. Why would I not watch it?
Because you're a busy girl.
Well, I can listen when I edit.
Yeah, true.
No,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
I just wanted to take over and bring you something. Do you like it?
I love it. No, I love it. Is this like a sticker?
I think it's a wood applique of some kind. I don't know how they did it, but it's cute and it's a good size.
No, it's perfect size.
It's sturdy.
Oh my God. And I like that it's almost like tinged orange. Like there's like an orangey kind of.
Yeah, it's warm. It's
warm.
really pretty.
Wow. This is like
I'm glad you like it.
So
I actually can't believe I forgot to give it to you. I meant to do that way earlier.
No, it's perfect.
Yay.
Wow. Oh, and
Because I'm sorry that I brought my room to you, but I do have to take it all home.
Yeah, we also didn't talk about this. Lala came and she's like, I'm going to bring a few things. I was like, yeah, please. She brought like all these amazing, like, look at this candle. This is a plate.
Yeah, I decorated.
This behind. Look at the clock behind your head. That, like, I actually was going to ask you how much you wanted for it. Because
I actually will never sell it. I'm so sorry. But I'll try to find you one.
Yeah, find me one.
But it sucks because I found this from an online seller. No label, no tag. So I can't even look it up who it was. And it could be handmade. But yeah, this is everything from my room. These are my swap meet pillows. I found this wahine at Savers, and she had to come home with me.
Gosh, she's our third guest.
I just found this at Savers like 2 days ago.
What?
It's like a pin needle stitching. I thought it was so cute.
I need to go to Savers. I mean, I do go, but I don't find anything.
Well, it's hit or miss. Yeah. You have to go so often. And it really is just luck. And it's just, I have days where I find nothing.
You're inspiring me. And your sister painted
My
this,
sister painted that.
Stunning.
That was my Christmas present last year.
Stunning.
She is the queen of handmade gifts, and it's so, so nice.
Wow. Even this is incredible. Detailing.
What, the pillow?
No. I mean,
yeah, the background.
Yeah, it's
she's
like a woven
crazy.
thing. I don't know if
She'll
you can see.
spend hours on this, and I could never have the patience.
Like, this is woven if you look really close. It's like a woven texture.
She takes custom orders. Hit her up. She's also a tailor, so she can alter anything. We do this thing where she'll alter my vintage for me, but it's a temporary stitch, so we don't actually cut the fabric so that it can stay.
It can live on.
Yeah, it can be in its original piece, and then you can also fit it later. Mm-hmm. Kiki's tailoring service.
Kiki's tailoring service.
Let her know. She's the best. She gets it. We don't cut it.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think there is a few more things I do want to say. I think if I could say anything to anyone is that you can create the life you want for yourself. I didn't grow up with the best, and especially with trying to pursue this career, one of my parents was not supportive and didn't understand and just wanted me to go to college even though I knew I would not do well. I have a hard time learning, and I only work well with individual learning, and I'm not going to get that kind of service in college, and I would tell people that you don't need anyone else to support you but yourself. Like, you can do anything you want as long as you try. And although I look like I'm pretty up right now, I haven't always been this way, I've been through hardships and I've been through trials, especially even with my photo booth business. Getting the software right for that and the tech part to work was so hard. And it took months of us just trying to get it. And I just believed. I'm like, I know it will work. Like, I see it in my head. I see the vision. And I know it can come to life,
You've been talking about that since we met.
I know.
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Because I wanted an elevated experience for photo booth, and I wanted it to be high quality photos, but trendy and intimate and fun. I don't like open air photo booths, although you do get to fit more people. I'm shy. I don't want anyone looking at me,
Yeah.
So I wanted
it's just a different vibe.
Yeah,
it's nice.
It's cute. And I wanted it to be for that type of party and that type of vibe, and like you're getting in a photo booth at the mall, just better quality. Because those photos are so fuzzy. But I just want to say that you can do really anything. And I am always like, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it to a 10. But I wouldn't be Lalalooopsie of any sort without the love and support of my family. My dad has always believed that I could do it. He bought me my first camera. He would take me to photo shoots because, fun fact, I cannot drive, but I'm working on it. But I still cannot drive at 23 years old. It's okay. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. But he would help.
You took the Stuber today, the Star Uber.
I did. Star Uber today, 5 out of 5. 5 stars?
Yeah. Oh,
I
was like, I thought you were going to say 5 out of
stars.
10. I was going to go, hey.
No.
You walking home?
5 stars. I don't want to walk home. 5 stars. No, but my dad has always supported me with anything. He built the studio for me. He built my photo booth. I literally drew it on a sticky note, and I was like, this is how I want it. And he was I think he was saying like gravity. He's like, it can't be like that. I was like, yes, it can. I'm picturing this. I was like, let's just try it. But it's funny because he's intelligent. He's like, no, that's not going to work. I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. But like, he has been everything through this. So Lalaloopsie is not just me. It is me. It is my dad. It is my sister. It is my boyfriend. It is anyone a part of the journey or anyone that has helped me in any kind of way. And it's not, I know I'm like kind of the face, I guess, of it, but it is so much more. And really take care of your people and appreciate it. Accept help. I think for a little bit it was challenging for me to accept help because I wanted it to be me and just me, but that's impossible. You can't do anything alone. So I wanted to give them their credit and their stars because they deserve it. And yeah, it wouldn't be me without them. And Loopsie Booth is actually a family business. I hire all of them. I'm the boss.
Yeah. Boss babes.
Yeah, I pay them like I don't know them, you know. I really try to make sure I take care of them because it is hard work and it is work. And although we're family, I still want to make it very known that it is. It is, but it isn't, you know.
Does Loopsie Booth go Outer Island?
Hey, you got someone at Cargo that could help with that? Because I would love to make it Outer Island. I mean, in the grand scheme of life, I'm starting Loopsie Booth now because I want to build it and I want it to be big so that when I'm ready to be a mom, I can be a mom first and then have my booth and have other people run it and it be like a self-serving income kind of thing. And I want to build others on other islands so that each one can kind of have it. We're not there yet, but
but we're building.
Yeah, but we're building. So you're not only supporting me, but you're supporting my family.
I love it. And your future family.
And my future family because I really want to be a stay-at-home mom and really work on being there and giving all the attention I can, even though it's hard financially. So that was kind of my plan with the booth.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, as you may know, here at Between You and Me, we do a little send-off moment at the end.
Oh, I know. I watched.
Yeah? Okay. So
okay.
You can just go, or you want me to tell you?
I think I know what I'm going to say.
Okay,
can it be long or is it got to be short?
No, it can be long.
Okay.
Just remember to say your name in Between You and Me.
Okay.
And
which name do I say? And
whatever you want. Like, make a new one up.
Okay.
Miranda? No. Okay, sorry.
Okay, if this doesn't go well, can I do a second take?
Of course.
Okay. Do I say my name first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm Angelina, also known as Lala, also known as Lalalooopsie. And Between You and Me, who says you can't? And wait, is that how I want to say it?
No.
It's not how I want to say it.
Yeah, you want to be strong.
I want to say
full voice.
Wait,
down tone.
Okay.
Because you are that girl. You are that
You're
girl.
right.
It was your first run.
But I'm also kind of soft.
No, you are soft.
Okay, wait.
Tell them, because you are Angelina Lalalooopsie, professional business owner, entrepreneur, photographer, fashion icon, collaborator of quilt jewelry. You're giving.
So funny.
So give her.
Okay. I'm Angelina, also known as Lalalooopsie, and Between You and Me, you can create the life you want and do whatever you want because who says you can't?
You love it?
I think. I don't know. Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the end? Is that how it ends?
It can be. Yeah.
Do we say more? I kind of forget how your show ends. Is that?
I'm not sure how it ends.
It's all editing, yeah. They do that part.
They do magical. Okay, now do one more and just say Lalaloopsie.
Just Lalaloopsie.
Yeah. Say,
okay.
Hi, my name is Lalaloopsie.
Oh,
and Between
I didn't
You
say
and Me.
Hi. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to say hi. I just said hi.
Okay.
Yeah, and Between You and Me, you can do anything you want.
Whatever I said, yeah.
Yeah, whatever you said. I don't remember exactly.
I know.
Because you're an icon.
I know. I'm like, what did I say?
Yeah. Say with confidence. There are baby photographers that are like
you're right.
licking up who you are,
and
you've earned this. You've earned this.
Did I?
Not this literal podcast, like your career.
Yeah,
Like this is just this like we just talking to mics about like we're just Portuguese.
Right.
But your career.
Okay. I'm Lalaloopsie.
Yeah. And yes. You are Lalaloopsie.
Yeah. I'm Lalalooopsie, and between you and me, you can create any life that you want. And who says you can't?